Order. The first item on the next item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item on the agenda is public comment. School patrons are given the opportunity to address the school board regarding items that are not on the agenda. All patrons will be asked to state their name for the record. While the board appreciates feedback from the public in this forum, board members will not comment on or discuss topics brought up by speakers at this time. Is there anyone here for public comment? Anyone here for public comment? Anyone here for public comment? There being none, we will move on to the program review, which is a strategic plan update by Superintendent Matt Sheen.
Yes, thanks. This will be the lion's share of my report for the month, but I thought I'd take a couple of opportunities to just share a little bit more than what you guys have been working on and reviewing as your governance plan, but a little bit more too on the continuous improvement plan from, and I won't share it all, so it's not like a whole thing because that would take a good percentage of time, but I'm just going to give you a little bit more information on what guides our review of our continuous improvement operational plan, whether it's a 3-year or planning just for this school year, looking at what's going to come up in year 2 and 3. So what I would do is, again, we always start with our mission and vision. So our core purpose is we empowering every learner to achieve their highest potential through academic excellence and quality opportunities. Our vision, what we intend to create, is those 5 bulleted points: comprehensive relevant education programs, safe and supportive environments, exceptional staff, responsible resource management, and community partnerships. So all of that is always driven by that district mission and our vision. And then obviously the drivers of our words and actions are by those excellence, teamwork, belonging, and grit. And those are our core values for a Delano Tiger. So with that set up of the vision, the mission, and our values, we then put in descriptors. We've talked about this before. I've referenced the desired daily experiences, the DDE statements, and we have 9 descriptors of desired daily experiences from a student's perspective, a staff perspective, and our family's perspective. And I'm just going to share with you, I'm not going to share all 9 of them, but I'm going to give you an example of what each one would look like. So for example, from a student, I just chose 4 out of the 9. So this is in a student's voice. And our desired daily experiences, a student says, I can rely on the adults in my school to help with various needs in my life. My teachers and peers work together to help me reach my academic goals. My daily schedule fits the way I learn. My school trusts me to take personal responsibility and to manage my time and choices wisely. So these are the things we're going to measure throughout the course of the first school year, is we'll use all 9 of those from a student's perspective and say, okay, students, here are your desired daily experiences. This is what you want when you come into our schools. Now they'll be done in each building a little bit differently, but it'll be a survey. It might be small student focus groups. It might be adult-led to just word the language a little bit differently in the younger grades. But these are an example of what we're talking about when we talk about the experience we want our students to have. And the nice thing about this is last year, Mr. Voigt actually pulled together a number of student groups, and we reviewed all 9 of them. And they've made, I think about half of them, they made edits to keep it more into a student's voice. So it's not that it came from adults. It initially came from adults to think like, what do we want our students to feel like, to experience when they come in? But then we actually had students in the high school review them and make edits. And some they said, no, this works. And others they went, this doesn't, I usually don't use this language. And that's sometimes with age. It's also sometimes with people that are digital natives, as most adults are not. But then we also created descriptions of desired daily experiences from the staff. So the staff worked on this, and they basically had, I just shared 3 of them. I feel part of a cohesive school community that supports and encourages a positive culture where everyone, students, staff, and parents, feel safe, respected, and engaged within the school community. That's one of their descriptors of their experience that they want. Also, I am and feel supported by both my administration and my coworkers, making our team environment collaborative and effective. And then the last descriptor that I wanted to share with you is my district facilities and technology enhance the ability to teach and students' ability to learn. So those are just examples, but this is just an sample of those descriptors. From families, I'll share 4 of them. The descriptors of their desired daily experiences is my child is safe and feels safe in the school environment. My child's unique attributes are supported and nurtured. My child is developed as a whole person academically, socially, emotionally, athletically, and artistically. And then the last one I wanted to share with you is I am valued as a partner in my child's education through consistent, relevant, and reciprocal communication. It's a two-way street in a partnership there. So when you hear practitioners come forward explaining parts of what that means at each of the sites, you have an idea of what that is or what it at least looks like. Okay. The other part of the strategic plan that I want to share with you this evening is about our district's theory of action. And there are, again, 9 statements that when we do this, then we will be able to do that. So it's a theory of action. These are 9 statements that drive what our actions are within a continuous improvement model in the plan. So for example, I shared 3 with you. This is from, and we did this from a district's perspective and from a classroom's perspective. So a couple of examples is when we foster belonging by creating a safe and welcoming environment for all students, then we'll be able to achieve certain parts of our continuous improvement plan. When we engage in a systemic continuous improvement process that's steeped in the continuous improvement 3-year continuous improvement plan, or when we value innovation and empower our educators, that means we're on the right track. So these are theories of action. This drives our actions within new things that we're learning about, new things that we're putting into change readiness or change management, or things become part of our system that we measure whether it's working well and what needs to be changed. Okay. Another example of theory of action statements are from the classroom perspective. So when we believe all students can learn and want to be successful, that will drive our actions within our continuous improvement plan. Or when we believe learning is an active partnership between students and teachers. It's not one-way driven, it's an active partnership that exists between the learner and the teacher. Or when we engage students in relevant, authentic learning experiences that develop critical thinking and communication skills. That means we're on the right track with our initiatives. So these are just examples of the desired daily experiences that you'll hear referenced all the time regarding the strategic plan, and the theory of action are statements that when we do this, then we will be on track. If we're not doing this, we need to adjust and we need to reflect on that. Okay? And there are 4 major strategic directions that the management team will be working in with regards to what's driving the desired daily experiences, what's driving their theory of action statements. And they are, number 1, improving student outcomes by providing a relevant student-centered education through data-driven, evidence-based, and personalized and innovative strategies executed with fidelity. Just imagine now we only have 4 of them, so they put a lot in each one of them as we look at our major strategic directions. When you looked at your 5 core values, this is what we look at are the main areas that we're going to have initiatives and new continuous improvement programming for that. We also want to work in the area of fostering a culture of belonging and equity. We personalize safety, positive behavior, mental health, and supportive relationships. So I think this is in line with the value of, first and foremost, we're known for our academics and achievement, and that's in the area number 1. Number 2, we always want to make sure that we foster an environment that's going to make sure that every student has the ability and is in an environment to thrive academically. The 3rd and 4th area are supporting staff and professional growth that encourages collaboration and shared responsibility and fosters a positive educational climate and community. And then the fourth one is developing and implementing systems and automation standards to support long-term facility planning, ensuring efficiency and consistency in operations. Big part of that one is going to be your community ed building. But we're also doing some things in each of us, no matter what part of the role we are in the district as leaders, we each have action cards that actually are in one of those 4 areas that they're working on. Okay. Any questions? I just wanted to give you a little bit more of a taste of what we work with at the management team, and I'll do periodical updates on some other things. We talked about the vision card, how do we assess? This will be things that will be fed up through the system to you as you look at your governance plan and look at how you measure the governance plan. You're going to need some information. So, but that's just a little bit of a taste of what drives our theory, what drives our work is what we believe our students, our staff, and our families want to experience. And then also the 4 main areas that we're working on. As you can tell, that's aligned with the vision, the mission, and the strategic direction from the governance plan. Any questions? As always, I'll link this in Thursday's email for you.
Matt?
Yeah.
Great update. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. This is a list of standard items, including minutes, financial topics, or financial reports for the last month. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items? Peppa first.
I'll second.
Second by Black. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the resolution for the acceptance of gifts. The following organizations or members have generously donated to the school for items listed below. The Boys Tennis Booster Club, $273.34 for expenses. Delano Tiger Activity Boosters Club, Athletic Boosters Club, $512.26 for girls cross-country uniforms and state shirts. Boosters for another $4,279.03 for the football camp supplies and bus. Delano Basketball Association, $3,702.40 for girls basketball. Boosters donated $100 for volleyball expenses. The Boosters donated $3,401.10 for girls golf. Boosters donated $3,787.14 for softball. And the Boosters also donated $197.02 for girls swim. All of these organizations have donated generously for the items listed that we listed above. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution of gifts?
Motion Shoust.
Motion by Shoust.
Second.
Second by Baker. And this is a roll call vote.
Board Member Morella?
Aye.
Board Member Deppa?
Aye.
Board Member Roser?
Aye.
Board Member Baker?
Aye.
Board Member Gerke?
Aye.
Board Member Shoust?
Aye.
And Board Member Black.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is personnel matters. The personnel report is attached. It is quite extensive, which is typical for this time of the year, given the changes as we begin the next school year. I don't think there's anything remarkable on it that I noticed, but do I have a motion to approve the personnel matters?
I'll make that motion. Baker.
Baker first,
Second.
second by Gerke. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Great, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is administrative reports, starting with the superintendent.
Yeah, I'll be very brief. I just shared with you some information regarding the strategic plan. We did welcome back new teachers. We had 16 new teachers that is joining our team last week, and we spent 3 days of working with our new teachers. We had a number of presenters, so it's a balance of give you time to get acclimated in the classroom, start prepping for the year, but also here's some information you need to know. to make a successful transition to be part of our team. So we had QCOM presentations to assessments. Lindsay and Monica gave information about curriculum and assessment and MTSS and where we are with our literacy journey and trainings and things like that. So it's a lot of rapid fire, also though combined of mostly, the first day work a lot with your mentor. Lion's share of the day is working with your mentor and just getting those logistical things taken care of first. And then we always review how we do for those 3 days. So they've already provided me feedback through the home run vision process. And I'll be sharing that out with the executive team and how we can just plan for next year and make it even more engaging and better for them. So, and now I always look at the principals on the first day, all staff are back. And they've spent the last 3 weeks just preparing and in the office and getting things here, got a retreat here, retreat there, but now they're in full staff mode. They're a little tired. They're not back into that session, that grind. It's like teachers the first week of school. They're not yet in their classroom shape delivery teaching piece. So it was good to have everybody back. And I usually always categorize this week as it starts off very, very exciting, hopefully culminating in an exciting last 4 days. But come around Thursday, everybody is done meeting with each other as adults. Let's get the kids in here. So we're all doing this about that for students to be here. So by the end of this week, our staff will be ready to go and ready to welcome those students back, whether it's through orientation or first days of school, however it may look. So that concludes my report for this evening.
Lieutenant Shane, next up, we will have the principal reports, and first up is Ms. Schultz.
Good evening, everyone. Pleasure to be here on behalf of the elementary school. Last time I reported, it was June, so I'm going to kind of bring you through the summer and up to where we are today. Not super in-depth, but our summer school program went off very well. We had teachers, and Miss Voigt was the summer school supervisor. Emily Walters was the admin intern, supporting her and learning alongside Laura during that time. And of course, our custodians were working away to get our building ready, minor maintenance pieces, and then getting it all cleaned up and ready to go for families next week. On August 14th, all of our buildings held our site-based retreat planning day. So a lot of that work was developing our continuous improvement plan that aligns with the new strategic vision and mission, and then working on our action cards that we're going to share with you in a little bit more in-depth process when we go through our plans. But from the elementary, just sort of a bird's eye view, there's obviously the academic piece, looking at all of our tiers and our alignment with our interventions and making sure that our tier 1 instruction is where it should be. In addition to that, we have our SEL component of our MTSS as well. We had a significant increase over the last couple of years in our behavior referrals and discipline needs. So we're kind of looking at what are we doing? How can we make it better? Do we need to shift some of our focus at the beginning of the year? So just tackling some of those things. Our SPED programming as well, just knowing that we have some students that go from federal setting 1 to federal setting 3 over the course of 1 year, which is a lot for staff to kind of pivot and respond to. So how can we help understand those processes internally, as well as making sure that's communicated fully to families that are involved with those students. And then our curriculum implementation process. We have adopted Reveal Math as our new math curriculum, not to be implemented this year, but then the following year. So we want to make sure that we have that implementation plan and process kind of laid out so that we get the most out of our professional development. And we've had everyday math for almost 30 years. So this is the first time we will have a new math curriculum in a very long time. So there'll be some adjustment, but I think everybody is ready for that, and we're excited about the new curriculum. We also spent some time just talking in terms of our teams. I don't know if you're familiar with the book, Make Your Bed by Admiral McRaven. We read a chapter of that, and we kind of just talked about how our teams are really what ground us in the work that we do, and nothing is really done individually on our own. It takes a whole team effort. And so I was really impressed with how the site-based reps spoke about their teams, and feel very, very fortunate to have such a high-functioning staff at the elementary school. And then we kind of wrapped up that time by looking at our continuous improvement plan, which is all kind of similar to what we used to do, but now it has the same format and is aligned now with our district plan as well. So more to come on that. Then August 19th, we had popsicles with the principals. Was the first time we did this community event, and it was very, very successful. It was great. We had a huge turnout. We had some unexpected rain, so we got cozy under the trees on the main playground, but it was so fun. The families and the kids were just so excited. I got several emails saying like, oh, my child feels so much less nervous getting ready to go, and saw familiar faces. So it was very, very fun. I wanted to just thank the Delano Education Foundation for sponsoring that event and for Mel Weiss for ordering our popsicles. It's great. And then today we had our first day of workshop. And it's one of my favorite days because it's like the night before school is starting. Mr. Shane was saying it's like everybody's back in. They all look a little tired. They're there physically, not quite there mentally, where I've been here now. So I'm like, let's go. And they're sort of like, hold on, let's get acclimated here to this place. So it was a mix of me sharing, doing our staff meeting, and then we kind of let them be with their teams and then kind of circle in and see if they have any needs. So it was a great first day. We have the TDE updated rubric presentation from Katie Thompson and Sarah Bursey that will be coming up this week. Everybody's working on their FAST certification and then continuing our work on letters as well. And then we have our de-escalation training on Thursday. And then just to finish up here too, I just wanted to give you our current enrollment numbers and kind of where we're at for classes and class sizes. We have 7 sections of kindergarten. We are at 157 students in kindergarten, 7 sections of first grade, 163 at that grade level, 8 sections of second grade at 181, and 8 sections of third grade at 186. So our current enrollment is 687 right now. And our class sizes are between 22 and 24, which feels amazing for our kids, so, and our teachers as well. Then we've got our orientation days next Tuesday and Wednesday, and then our first PIE event is going to be outdoor movie night on September 12th. So we're looking forward to that. Any questions or comments? Great. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. It's a pleasure to speak with you on behalf of the high school. As you know, I like to start off my reports with some recognition, and we received word recently that Delano High School again made the list of the nation's best high schools according to U.S. News and World Report. We are, in fact, according to their metrics, number 59 in Minnesota. So kudos to all of the staff in our building, obviously, in our school community as a whole for being so supportive of our students' work. A lot of this, forgive me, is going to be sort of repeats from what Mr. Shane shared and what Ms. Schultz shared, but as Mr. Shane noted, we did welcome new teachers last week, and I am pleased to welcome several new faces to Delano High School and Delano Public Schools. Tyler Weens, Justin Claypool, and Ashlyn Matson in our math department. Molly Beaton, social studies teacher. Cody Richardson, who is going to be in our Phi Ed department, as well as a paraprofessional. Katie Larson is our new EL teacher. And then we have 2 new paras to the district, Christina Addix and Trina Sachs. And we're also welcoming Marissa Samuelson as our health office aide. So looking forward to welcoming those. We obviously welcomed them last week, and then obviously teachers were back in the building today. And so those new staff members got to meet the rest of the staff that they hadn't yet had a chance to meet. So as Ms. Schultz said, all of the buildings conducted a site-based leadership retreat on August 14th. We did ours as well, which really allowed us to dig into the work of our recently adopted strategic plan and make sure that all of our efforts are aligned in that continuous improvement cycle. You will certainly hear much more about that in the coming months and throughout the entire year. But I just wanted to give you a taste of what the topics for our action cards were, all of which, of course, are aligned to the strategic directions of the district. The first of which is class meetings for 7th and 8th grade. That's a way for us to really bolster the social emotional learning and establishing consistent norms and expectations for behavior at Delano High School, specifically with our 7th and 8th graders. We are also on the verge of employing a Tiger Tracks induction program. So this is really kind of a planning year, looking for full implementation next year. We're continuing the work with artificial intelligence strategies and policy. So that's some work that started last year, kind of before all the strategic planning processes were in place. But we've recognized the importance of artificial intelligence and what opportunities and challenges it provides to our students and staff. So we're continuing that work and looking at how we can be much more robust in terms of our strategies and our policies and practices. Sort of an overarching action card and area for improvement is the data-driven decision-making. That's something that is going to obviously leverage the integration of EduClimber into our daily work. And then profile of a graduate is another action card. And I should mention too, we have one more action card, and that's relative to our activities program, and that is the coaches development and evaluation plan. So obviously our coaches are they have a significant impact on our students, and just like with teachers, we want to coach them up and develop them and evaluate them properly. We want to do the same with coaches. So again, all of those action cards you're going to hear much more about in the coming months. They're all certainly aligned with the strategic directions as adopted by you all this past summer. We did welcome new teachers today. We are looking forward to a full week of teacher workshops. Tomorrow is kind of our big learning piece for the high school. We're going to start with trauma-informed practices. So we're going to attend to the first part of that tomorrow, and then we're going to get the second part, part 2, during our early release in September. So you've heard about that before. I know Ms. Schultz, I think last year, really engaged her staff with trauma-informed practices, so we're doing that this year, partnering with Resource Training and Solutions. And then obviously, we're looking forward to hosting open house on Wednesday from 4 to 7 p.m., hoping that all of our students can come and meet their teachers and learn their way around the building and access their lockers and those sorts of things. And we do have a new student family orientation or information meeting, which will be at 5:30 in the PAC. So that's my update for you all this evening. I'd be happy to answer any questions that anyone has regarding the high school.
May or may not have this data, but I notice a decline in our class size in the elementary school. Is that similar in the high school, or do you know the population of each grade? You don't have to know it right now, but.
Yeah, I don't. And actually, when Rachel brought that up, I always think, well, I should have come up with some enrollment numbers. I did not do that. It's hard to assess like class sizes at the high school level just because there's so much variability. Like our class sizes range from 13 to 32.
By class, I mean grade.
Yeah. I don't know each class. I know that I checked actually with our office staff last week, and I don't have the grade breakdowns, but we did, we will be welcoming like somewhere in the neighborhood of like 45 new students. And at that time, at least a couple weeks ago, we were only losing 10. However, it's more typical now that we're getting close to the start of the school year, more students are leaving. It seems like we always get the newcomers kind of at the middle or front end of the summer, and then the students that are leaving. So I don't know what the right number is yet, or as of right now. I will certainly be happy to get that to you next month.
Just some feedback, and I don't know if we had this class last year. Lots of parents are excited to see the adulting class. They're not sure if it's going to take, but they're really excited that we're offering an adulting class or something like that to teach the kids how to do just those basic things that they're going to need to know if they ever move out of their basement.
Is it adulting class?
Yeah, it's like balancing a checkbook and like all of those things that the kids need to know that we're offering. And I had like 5 parents reach out to me and say, when did we start offering this? I'm like, I don't know, but they're really excited their kids are scheduled for it and that we're offering these skills to their kids.
Yeah, last year was the first year we offered adulting class. It was sort of a combination of a couple classes that we already offered. So like a relationships class and a few other things. So that's through our fax department. Adulting.
Yeah, it's
Name of the class.
very excited about it. It's like taxes and checkbooks and all these little things that kids need to know to go out into the real world.
My ears heard adult in class.
No, just adulting.
What?
That's what I thought you said at first too. I was like, what?
For the 45 new students, are they moved, like new location or moved into this area mostly, or?
I think most of them are. I don't have, again, those breakdowns of numbers, but.
There's a certain percentage that would be open enrolled before we closed.
Got it.
So any of those that made application before January 15th, or even actually even up till about June, depending on when you pass the resolution, to close open enrollment. But then, since then, they would all have to be residential or have proof of residence that they're living in the district.
Thank you, Ms. Boyd. Next up, Ms. Thompson from the intermediate school.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. Thank you for having me here to present to you this evening on behalf of the intermediate school. Good to see you again. I missed you in July. Happy to be here. I'm going to share a report that's going to sound very similar to Barry and Rachel because we are that in sync. But I'm going to start by sharing a little bit about our site-based day. Like they shared, we all did our site-based days. We planned them on the same day just to kind of ease our August planning. So on August 14th, we met as a site-based team. We worked on similar items. We looked at our continuous improvement plan as a building, how that aligns to the district plan. We have 4 action card areas, just really briefly. Ours aligned to curriculum work. We have a lot of curriculum work going on. Rachel emphasized math. We're also adopting a new math curriculum in the intermediate school. We're going to do some intervention work, just really focus on aligning our interventions. Another action card has to do with building safety and security procedures, which is a district-wide focus, but in the intermediate school especially, we just have some unique challenges. Our glass walls, the size of our building, different things like that. So we're just going to really focus on what that looks like in our building, how we can continue to refine those practices. And then this year, just kind of in the vein of continuing to look at how we can help our kids feel a sense of belonging in the intermediate school, we're going to implement a multi-grade Tiger Time once a month starting in December, which is just kind of something right now. Tiger Time is 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. We're going to expand that once a month to kind of mix kids up, help them connect with other kids, help teachers connect with different kids. And so we're going to kind of just try that as a way to increase the amount of just feeling of connection with our kids. So something fun to try this year that we're going to be implementing. As you guys all know, we are in workshop week, so we're tired. It's like the first day of school. I always say that the kids are back. When people ask me what it feels like today, the kids are back for me. It's really fun to see everyone, have everyone back. Today's our staff meeting. We kind of get all the nuts and bolts out of the way. We talk about our continuous improvement plan, and then I just let the teachers go, do their thing. Tomorrow will be our busy day with grade level team meetings. We'll kind of dig in a little bit deeper into some of the things they need to know. Wednesday, we have special ed and gen ed collaboration meetings. So they kind of meet together to talk about kids and their needs. Wednesday is also our open house. So we have our open house for 5th and 6th grade only from 4 to 6 on Wednesday. Thursday, then like the other principals have mentioned, is our district welcome back. We'll do some de-escalation training for all staff. And then our paras are also back that day. So we'll have some para training as well. So busy workshop week. I do have some enrollment updates for you for the intermediate school. So as of last Monday, when we checked those numbers, we have 575 students enrolled in the intermediate school. That's compared to last year at this time, we had 556. So we are increased by 19. We enrolled 28 new students. Compared to last year, we enrolled 20. So more new students enrolled this year than last year. The breakdown by grade level, we are approaching 200 at almost every grade level. Our building it's busting a little bit, which is wonderful. When it was first built, there were 8 sections in every hallway. And we saw a decrease, and we've been at 7 since I've been there nearly all the time I've been there. So we are back to 8 sections now in 4th grade, and we're really excited about that because it helps keep our class sizes manageable. So we've added another teacher in 4th grade. That class is at 199. 5th grade is at 182. So they have 7 sections, and 6th grade is at 194. So they're getting up there as well. So it's a great place to be, and we're happy to welcome a lot of new kids. So we're excited about that. We are fully staffed with our teachers, which is exciting. We do have a couple openings still. We need a math core tutor, and I am this close to hiring a para, this close. And that's my last para hire. So I'm optimistic that we'll have that in place before school starts. A few events just to kind of recognize from over the summer. We were busy this summer. We did have our 2nd annual STEP event for our 4th graders. So this is the 2nd time that we've welcomed our 4th graders in over the summer, just to kind of acclimate to the building, reconnect with each other. Jess Banker runs that. She uses some 6th grade volunteers. And then Stu Cabe is the man who comes in and kind of facilitates everything. And he does a great job, and he brings great energy for our kids. We had over 140 kids attend, so it's really well attended. And it's just fun to have them come in and spend some time together. And that is supported by the Delano Education Foundation, so they contribute to the cost of Stu coming in, which we really appreciate. And then we had some updates made to our SPED area over the summer, which is really exciting because for a minute we didn't think we were going to be able to do it, and then we were. So thank you to Matt and to Mary, whatever magic you did to get that done, because it really, I think, is going to be a benefit to our kids in that area, and hopefully provide some options for our teachers with our special ed kids. As we've talked about, space in our building is a commodity, and it's going to help, I think, maximize our space. So we're excited about that. And then I just want to recognize custodial, IT, the office team. They're there all summer. They do a lot of work to get the school ready. We have new landscaping. It looks great. If you haven't seen it, it's lovely and clean. Our admin assistant was out there one day over the summer, literally with scissors, cutting our landscaping as it was. Our new landscaping is lovely and clean and neat. So drive by, it looks great. And then we are, for the first time this year, implementing Meet the Teacher Days similar to the elementary school for our fourth graders only, which I'm really excited about. I know that it's difficult to ask parents to keep kids home for an extra 2 days, but we really felt like fourth graders starting the intermediate school and having their first kind of experience be open house was just really hectic and stressful. So we're really excited that they're doing kind of a slower orientation where they'll sign up for a one-on-one conference, very similar to the elementary school. So there's no school for fourth graders on the second and third. They'll come in for conferences similar to the elementary school, but there is school for fifth and sixth graders. So there's some logistics for us to figure out, but we are excited to get to do that this year for our fourth grade families. We think it's really going to help with our transition. So that's a lot. That's a long report for me. So thank you for listening and for your attention. Do you have any questions or comments this evening? Great. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is City Manager Mary Weaver.
Thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of the business office today. So just a quick little report. If you can see here where it's going to be for the month of July, so it's the first month of our 12 months. If you look at the salaries and benefits, you see that they're really low, and that's because the majority of our salaries and benefits are for the teachers. July and August are booked back into the prior year. So you're not going to start seeing salaries really starting to increase until our first ones in September. So, but we are buying, the custodians bought a lot of cleaning supplies over the summer, so you're going to see the supplies are a little higher, but that's all to be expected. We're still spending about 64% of our funds in the teaching or in the classroom between special ed, regular, and the voc ed portion. So those are all coming quite along. Other expenditures, sites and buildings, we've paid the majority of our property liability insurance, work comp insurance, resource training and solutions. We purchased services from them for our health and safety. Masico, we paid them 90% of what they think we're going to owe them for the whole year in the month of July. So that was over $400,000. They, as a special ed co-op, struggle with cash flow. So they have asked that the districts pay the majority of the bulk that we're going to owe them up front. And so we did that. So you're going to see that some of the purchase services seems like we're, paying a lot more than just 1 month's worth. And it's because, yeah, we did. So that's just a little explanation on some of those things. Budget, we're still looking at deficit spending into this upcoming year, but still being at our 15% for an unassigned fund balance, which is good going forward. Capital is still going to be deficit spending by almost $500,000. The majority of that was for the math curriculum. I did have to find a little extra money or set aside a little extra money for the DIS bed renovation. We didn't budget quite enough for what we approved the final bids to come in at. The food service, she's ordered all of her equipment. We aren't going to have it all installed yet. It looks like what's going to be done, especially at the elementary school, over Christmas or over MEA. And then we do have 2 more ovens coming in at the high school level as well. Those were really old and needed to be replaced. Again, probably over MEA as well. And then I will be doing a revision at the full budget after the audit is over. So end of October, beginning of November, hopefully I'll have it for the November board meeting, but we'll have all our new staff in, so I'll be able to update budgets based on, new salary amounts and things of that nature. That'll probably be the one revision that we do. And then after the teachers, once that contract is approved and by the board, then I'll do another big revision after that as well. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
All right, next item is the community ed. Abby Lang.
Good evening. Thanks for having me and allowing me to speak on behalf of Community Ed. It feels like it was just a couple of weeks ago that I was right here. And here we are. So we wrapped up our Tiger Kids Club Summer Edition last week. And we celebrated that with a Staff Appreciation Day on Thursday, and we called it Last Day Drink Day. And so all staff throughout the day got to choose one drink. And we went anywhere in Delano and would pick it up. And the very vast majority of them went to Caribou, but some went to McDonald's. Those fountain sodas just are different. Some went to the gas station, but we delivered 42 staff drinks. And my favorite question from a high school aide was when I said, you can pick anywhere, one drink anywhere. So for like in Delano or... I gotta stay in Delano. Yes. Anywhere in Delano, we will go and get a drink. But we called it Last Day Drink Day, and it was just a small thing, just a drink. I think the hardest thing was getting these blended frosty drinks from Caribou back to the center, and not have them all over the car. And we did a good job. We got her done. But like I said, a small thing, but I think it went a long way. Everybody had a drink of choice, and maybe that just says something on how you wrap up the school year. We just thought everybody deserved to be caffeinated as we wrapped up summer. And Community Ed's a little bit different because we end on Thursday and we're back on Monday. So we were back today, and we have 1 week, we have about 4 days where we transition everything from summer into fall. So there's not a lot of rest for the weary. It's kind of a go time. So we started this morning with our workshop week. We welcomed 2 new ECFE teachers, 2 preschool teachers, a classroom assistant, and a parent educator. And while we call these our new staff members, our new team members, they all come with a variety of experience. So I feel very fortunate to bring in staff that have a wealth of experience with them, and it's not just on day one. And many of them already have connections to the community and have been involved in our program, so that's also exciting. I know we started this morning, and as I looked around, I'm like, can we just start with really quick introductions, because we've got a new team of staff, and also I recognize most of you, but not all of you. So for me, it's exciting because while I got to know a good chunk of our staff over the summer, this is really the start for me. And so getting to have everybody there, and I'm not against, doing a little bribery, so I brought some mini donuts and got them all sugared up before they went into their classrooms. But one of the focus of our staff meeting today was our theme for the year. And coming out of our leadership retreat, we really thought about impact and what our impact is on a daily basis. So our theme this year is going to be, what's your impact? And we get to choose that every day. Whether it's good or bad or somewhere in between, we get to choose what kind of impact we have every day with our students, with each other, and with the community. And so when we start talking about even just making that small impact, that small positive, I really like your outfit, or wow, you did a great job on that project, or it's great to see you at drop off today. Even that small little ripple, when we have a bunch of ripples, they can create waves. And we have a lot of new team members, and me included. And so what I said, my dedication is to focus on my impact. My impact is, how can I support everybody here? How can I support the team? And so we are investigating, as an office team, we're investigating ways, how can we bring impact into the classroom and into our programs throughout the year? What are some staff appreciation things that we can do? A drink maybe seems like a small thing, but when they're so appreciative at the end of a hot day or a long summer or even a short shift, like, wow, this is awesome. I got to choose something that you're appreciating and delivering to me. So we're thinking about ways that we can do additional staff appreciation moments throughout the year and how we can bring impact into all of our classrooms and all of our programs. Like I had said, next week we launch right into school. We have 2 days of orientation. We are expecting some tears, probably from parents more so than kids, but when they come for orientation, it's a 20 minutes opportunity for kids and parents to get to meet the teacher and to see their classrooms. And it's just amazing to watch these 3 and 4 year olds come in and their backpacks are big as they are, right? They go down beyond their knees. And they come in and they're just wide-eyed. And by the time we send them home in May, school readiness, that's what preschool is getting them ready. They know how to, some of these simple things, get their folders, put it in their backpack, put it in their locker, put all of their outdoor gear on. That seems small, but when you come to the very first day of winter with a bunch of preschool students that have no idea what order all of that gear goes in, you spend the entire outside time just trying to get dressed. So those are some of the things that we really focus on. How are we going to prepare them for school? And so we're excited that next week we will have 2 days of orientation and then we launch right into preschool. Preschool starts on Thursday. And besides that, we also have our school-age or Tiger Kids Club, our school-age childcare program will also start on Tuesday. And then we have ECFE, our programming starts the week of September 15th. And we have our first advisory council meeting coming up here in the beginning of September too. I'm very excited to get all of those community members around the table. The final thing that I will kind of focus on is that we also in Community Ed are continuing to develop our continuous improvement plan and look at how we're aligning with the district strategic initiatives and kind of being that front porch through serving all learners of all ages. How do we fully integrate that in ways that's meaningful to not only our programs, but the entire community, by making sure that we're staying true to those strategic directions. So I'm excited to bring that more information to you as we work on developing not only the goals, but also the action cards to support them. Any questions for me tonight? All right. Well, thanks again for having me.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have a question?
No, I was going to ask what your enrollment in the Tiger Kids Club is in preschool if you had it handy, but if you don't, that's okay. It just would be interesting to see if it was changed from last year. Or...
Yeah, so we are low in preschool. We have some definite openings. We're in the 120s. We want to be in that 140, 150 range. So we definitely have some opportunities. I would love to tell you I know why. I don't right now. It's definitely something we're looking into, whether it's we have other preschools in our area, or do we have some parents that are choosing to wait? I'm not sure, but it's definitely something on our radar. As far as Tiger Kids Club, I want to say we're over 200 before and after school. Our staffing game is a little bit of a fine dance because while we need to add more staff to service more kids, we also need to have more kids to add more staff. And the hard part is that as most parents know, a lot of times your schedules kind of fluctuate as the summer goes. And so we see a lot of movement this time of year with families saying, you know what, our plans have changed and we need childcare, or our plans are changed and we don't need childcare. So it gets to be kind of a delicate dance where we would love to serve more students. And we have students on a wait list, but we don't have staff right now. And so then, when we do have a staff member, do we have enough students on the wait list to fully fill that ratio that we need budget-wise? So the algorithm is very, very much in play at all times, but we're excited to get right back into it. We send them home for a week, they come back, and it's like, woof, energy is strong. Any other questions? Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is the board reports. First item is Wright Tech Center. Jim.
I'll be brief, as it was a brief meeting. Good news, it was new director Brian Nutter's first meeting, and he's really enjoying it. The principal was excited. He filled his empty math teacher, and he also filled the construction teacher void that was last year. So he was excited about that. We approved some handbooks, and that was about it. It was a short meeting. So, thank you.
The next item is our old business, starting with 7 policies for the second read of the policies. For policies 12A through 12G, is there anyone here for public comment? Okay. There being none, we will step through the approval process on these 7 policies under old business. So 12A is approve the second read of policy 418, drug-free workplace, drug-free school. First by Jess, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Corey. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, policy is approved. 12B is the policy 515, protection of privacy of pupil records. I have a first. Brian first. Baker second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, policy 515 is approved. 12C is policy 516, student medication and telehealth. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
First by Black.
Second.
Second by Schaust. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Policy is approved. 12D, second read of policy 602, organization of school calendar and school day. I have a motion. Jess, motion. Second. Baker, second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries, or this policy is approved. Policy 602. 12E is policy 709, student transportation safety policy. Do I have a motion to approve that policy? Depa first. Second. Baker second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Great. Policy 709 is approved. 12F, second read of policy 802, disposition of obsolete equipment and material. I have a motion to approve that policy. Schaust is the first. Second, Jess Moirla is second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries to approve policy 802. 12G, approve the second read of policy 807, crisis management. Do I have a motion to approve this policy?
So moved, Baker.
Baker first. Do I have a second? Schaust second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Policy 807, crisis management is passed. Under the new business section, we have first on the item is the approval of the adoption of the new K-12 math curriculum. This was discussed and presented last month, I believe, in work session. And so this, again, I think as Ms. Schultz mentioned, is the first time in 30 years we're having new math curriculum, and this is also a first time in a process coming to us here as a board for approval. Anything else you'd add? All right, do I have a motion to approve the K-12 math curriculum? Schaust is first. Motion made second.
I'll second.
Second by Black. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries to approve the K-12 math curriculum. Okay, 13B is the approval of first and only read policies 517, student recruiting, 528, student parental, family, and marital status, non-discrimination, 529, staff notification, 611, homeschooling, 701.1, modification of school district budget, 702, accounting, 703, annual audit, 705, investments, 706, acceptance of gifts, 801, equal access to facilities of secondary schools, and 805, waste reduction and recycling use due to non-substantive changes. Do I have a motion to approve those policies that I just listed? I have a motion made by Jess. Do I have a second?
Second, Baker.
Second by Baker. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries to approve the policies listed under 13B.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think we need to public comment on the new business.
Okay.
Now that we're on the new business, I think that one had it. The others are good.
Is there anyone here for public comment on 13B now that we just messed that up?
No.
All right, thank you for that reminder. All right, next we have 13 C, D, E, F, and G. Are there anybody here for public comment related to those policies? Right, thank you. We'll move through approving them one by one. Well, actually, though, this first one, 13C, is a group of 4 policies to approve. It is the first and only read of policy 518, DNR, DNI orders, 531, the Pledge of Allegiance, 532, use of peace officers and crisis team to remove students with IEPs from school grounds, and 533, wellness due to the review schedule. Do I have a motion to approve those 4 policies? Geppa made the motion. Do I have a second?
Baker.
Baker, second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries to approve the first and only read of those 4 policies. Next item on the agenda is to approve the first read of policy 534, unpaid meal changes. We had some discussion during work session related to this policy, and I'm looking for a motion that would include the removal of section I of Article 2 based on the discussion we had in work session. So can someone make that motion, please? Do I have a motion? Geppa makes the motion. Do I have a- Schaus makes the second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries to approve the first read of policy 534, unpaid meal charges, with the removal of section I on Article 2. Next policy is to approve the first read of policy 618, assessment of student achievement. Do I have a motion to approve the first read of policy 618? So,
Second.
okay. Motion by Jess, second by Corey. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is approve the first read of policy 621, Literacy and Read Act. Do I have a motion to approve this policy? Geppa made the motion, Schaus second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries to approve the first and only, read of policy 621. Next item on the agenda is the approve the first read of policy 624, online instruction. Do I have a motion to approve the first read of?
Motion.
Corey makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Jess makes the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries to approve the first read of policy 624. The next item on the agenda is to adjourn. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Jost.
Schaus made the motion. Do I have a second? Second. Baker, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
I'm gonna come on Thursday.